Gamers, I think this bit is getting old and you should know my name by now because this is the third video in this series covering my move to Japan. This time around I'll cover some of the stuff that I've done in these first 2 months here in Yokohama. And I don't mean just getting documents in order and organizing this room, but some of the more fun activities. Without further ado, take it away, Eric from Day Zero in Yokohama. It's Monday, February 9th. Tomorrow I'm gonna get the keys to my apartment finally. Today I had my first day of work, which was quite a long day to be honest. I was getting used to being unemployed, you know. I arrived yesterday at like 6 p.m. in Tokyo from Osaka, but I went to Shinjuku, the Tower Records there to get the Hanabie CD.
There's super flash and eccentric metal core which has a strong affinity with Vocaloid and anime song. It's absolutely crazy.
After that I came here, arrived at this hotel in Yokohama at 8 p.m. It was after checkout had ended. I forgot that hotels actually have that in some like less busy areas where they just stop checking in. But I called them and they gave me like a secret code to get in because my Nihongo was Jozo enough apparently. So I'm just making some tea. Catching up on what I can here. Apparently my SSD is not working anymore. So I'll just turn this off and check it. But yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna set up the stuff on the new apartment. Yep, looking forward to having a place again, you know? You can choose between being unemployed and homeless or homeful and employed. What I used to get my apartment was Oak House. Simple enough to just look at the map here and find our place. It's already furnished, which I suppose can be good. In my case, it's not that good because even in Houston, I had a futon myself that I just rolled up. So I would presume that in Japan, they would make even more sense, but no, there's a full-size bed that I can't remove. It's next to a bouldering gym. You know, I like bouldering. There's also a park, literally, next to it. So yeah, Oak House. I actually found out about these guys at Hyper Japan in London. Last year I went to a work trip in Prague and it was very well timed because I could go to Hyper Japan and meet a few friends there. And I ended up doing a mini Euro tour again. I went to Sweden, visited my uni town, and then I went to Narcon, another convention in Sweden. I could really digress here and talk about some stories related to that trip. That's for another time. Bruh. Gamers, just did my first grocery run and take a look at this view, it got even better. Holy crap, holy guacamole. I spent the next week or so buying stuff for my apartment, organizing it and getting my documents in order. Things such as applying for a My Number card and getting a bank account. I quickly learned that here, if your package is kinda big and you're not home, they won't drop it off and you have to reschedule the delivery. By the way, I showed up to a bank in person and they just told me to apply through the app. So I did that, and about a week later I got a letter from Japan Post asking to confirm who was the resident in the apartment. So after filling that out and dropping it off at a nearby Japan Post box, I got a cash card, which is not a debit card. By the way, I couldn't apply for an ANA credit card because they require you to have a visa that allows you to stay more than 3 years at a time, which if you remember from part 1, somehow isn't the type of visa that I got, even though it was the one that I applied to. But well, spoilers. A couple days ago, me and my boss went to the immigration office to apply for the HSP visa again. This time around with the 3 years of experience threshold completely passed and more points in the sheet, so probably gonna get it, right? First things first, I got this rice cooker slash steamer, same one as I had in the US. That is after the incident. Yeah, bidet, heated seat, epic. This fridge is kind of small, but also the supermarkets around here are not very big. And right now I'm on a quest to order Uber Eats from all the places around, just to try things out. So this fridge, I don't know how much use I can get out of it because it's almost full and it's not that much stuff. I didn't have a microwave in the US, but I had an oven, and now it's the opposite. So-called unbreakable mirrors that I bought and put it in here. I put it in this movable door because then I can change the angle and I feel like it's nice. I gotta get a haircut, bro. I haven't had my hair cut since the forced Japan trip. So yeah, clothes. I feel like I don't have enough clothes storage here. I may get some box storage drawers, maybe, whatever I can fit in here. And then we have the YouTuber setup here. While behind this map there's also more padding, and I feel like it's nice that it's kind of hidden there. And then you have me doxing my old license plates. I plan to fill this with more drawings like I did in the US. Then you have the Hanabie towel. I wanted to get a drum set, but I don't know if I have space for that. The Shima cycling route, classic. This may be where I do one digital art, and also I'll probably print stuff at work and then bring them here to do painting. This is also gonna get filled up with more Final Fantasy coasters, probably all of the jobs as I go to the cafe over and over. The Ram, which is the one figure that I actually managed to bring. And I'm gonna try to pack the Ram too, without the box, because it's just iconic. It's like Ram with Arab clothes. It has like a Medjed vibe, you know? And the whole thing about Ram being iconic, it's kind of semi-ironic, I suppose. When the Facebook AI just launched, me and the boys tried to make it roleplay as Ram. And it kind of worked, but it broke in such a funny way. I realized that this thing that I got at the Space Needle is actually a coin, not a pin. And then the earrings that I designed, I kept this one from Hokkaido, which is like the special release. Some stuff from Con, Hanabie's art book. This is a wireless charger. I'm actually using it pretty often, it's nice. This is the one thing that I always like to have on the walls, the full set of playing cards from Splatoon, the Akitsura poster, and then this setup that I conjured here with the hanger for all of my custom made and bought keychains and stuff, you know? Of course, the gyro bed. Anyway, things were settling down, so I decided to look for ways to have fun. That's when I found a Hanabie gig coming up at Zap Haneda and Anime Japan at the big site. For some reason I was really split on whether or not I should go to the concert. In retrospect, it's stupid. So I woke up on the day off and somehow they still had tickets. So I bought them and headed there. And this time around I wasn't impaired by carrying a bag and the high risk of a nosebleed like last time. So I kept my promise. The promise that this time around I would be in the first row and that I would be part of the craziness and crowd surf. And fellas, it was awesome. Dare I say, iconic. The only problem is that I decided to wear white shoes. Let's just say that they are no longer white. Never mind, I managed to clean them later. Well, the other problem was my hair. You would think that my previously long hair would be good for headbanging, but it just got in the way. And as I said, I was long overdue for a haircut. So I thought about what cosplay I would be doing for Anime Japan. Last year I redid Gladio and remade the sword and all. So this time around I would be remaking another one of my classic cosplays, Nero. So I got this haircut and I wanted to keep it medium for a while to see how it would look dyed like that. And well, I realized I had unlocked Discount Gojo. Gamers, you have Gojo at home. Yeah. I invested like $8 on this. It's so goofy, right? It's so blue. As Peter Griffin once said, Also, I spent like 5 hours at the salon and had to dye my hair 3 times to get this result. Alright gamers, so I just took a shower, so now you can see better the yellowing and how frizzy it is. But yeah, the frizziness gets better over time, and I hope the yellowing, especially on the front here, like compare this section with this, yeah. I hope it gets better over time, you know, with the products I've acquired. A bra moment indeed, but now it's fine, I guess. Well then, it was time for Medjed to make. Gotta be honest, it didn't turn out quite as good as I wanted. First of all, I just raw dogged the shape of the sword and also the edging of the blade with the Dremel. Then there's the fact that I just couldn't be arsed with sanding much. And curved surfaces are always a pain because they cause wrinkles and stuff on any sort of sheet that you try to put over it. I kinda wish I could have just 3D printed this whole thing like I did with the Stellar Blade sword. Especially since I ended up not taking it to the con after all. Because it would be a pain to get it there, 1 hour away through public transit with multiple transfers. And it was also oversized for the regulations. So anyway, I started posing. Now, about the con. Anime, innit? I mean, there was nothing there that really interested me that much, to be honest. Yeah, I can't believe there was no Okitsura and Hokkaido Gal booth, right? I mean, I kinda just don't vibe with Big Sight in general, and the type of booths that they have in this and Comiket. But I don't know, maybe I'll like TGS more, since it's more gamer-oriented, you know. Besides, I'm living in Japan. I can get a more genuine version of what Western cons are trying to emulate on demand here, and the cons here don't need to emulate that, you know. I don't know what I'm saying. The line was monumental, and there was no internet.
There's no Wi-Fi, no Ethernet, and no DLC.
For people to load their tickets on their phone. Well, there was Wi-Fi, but it was the shittest setup. The line went through the back of these hangars here where cell connection doesn't exist. So half the people who had the digital tickets on their phone couldn't load them up for the staff to do the funny circle and unlock them. So they designated a Wi-Fi area where they had these cryptic networks stapled around. And not only were they asked to read from afar and impossible to type, no one could ever get in. When someone did get in, a monumental celebration ensued. So with the congestion of 1 trillion phones trying to log in at once, I had to spend a solid hour there until I got to get in. And now for the last chapter of this series, which has taken me way too long to finish and obliterated my life schedule, I would be driving the elusive Miata. Renting it, not buying just yet. And actually in Japan it's called the Roadster. Actually, before I forget, on the weekend before I rented the car, I went on a Hanami pilgrimage across the parks here. Okay, should check. And I found this Hawaiian cafe which was rather poggers and reminded me of a new Final Fantasy Gyaru friend I have, Kana. Anyway, here's some footage for your enjoyment. This Minato Mirai area here and all the malls and outdoor spaces and parks around it are great in my opinion. It's like top 1 quality of life locations on earth. And by the Yokohama stadium they had some really saturated flowers, like the red one. I felt like it unlocked a new color in my retina. Anyway, let's wrap this up and go back to the Miata saga. This operation had to be conducted now or never, because although I had just gotten an international permit valid for 1 year, it was dependent on my PA driver's license, which expired in a couple days. Yeah, my licenses in the US had really short lifespans because of my visa or something, and I had to keep renewing them every 6 months maybe. So I booked a manual, convertible, cool red car through this website, and kinda just hoped that they would take my word that I knew how to drive manual, which I haven't done in like 8 years. But everything went right, and the rest is history. History which included the weather being complete trash that one day in the week. But it didn't stop me. Bruh. Gamers, I'm not gonna put my face in there, but I have arrived in a beach in Chiba with my Miata. I got the mascot here surfing. I also had some grooms at a toll station. It wasn't like abroad in Japan where he just didn't pay. I just forgot to get the card on one of them, because you gotta get a card on the first one, then use the road, and then on the second one you pay with the card. Well gamers, I've come up here to a vantage point and we can see the beach. And this one is kind of horizontal, you know? Wait, isn't that what Yokohama means? But whatever. Those look like pretty decent waves. Eventually, one day, I'll get back into surfing. Wonder if you can go fishing there. It kind of connects there. You see those microwaves that... microwaves, what? So I've been riding this car for like 80 kilometers and I swear the fuel gauge still says full. Maybe I'm stupid, but it still says full. Ain't got much to add in voiceover now, so it was fun. I'll leave you with the rest of the footage, and if you excuse me, now I'll just try to put my life schedule back together now that the series is over. See ya! Thanks for watching and subscribe, I guess.
Yo, hairpin turned up ahead. Yo, the gutter. Initial feed on. So the fuel gauge is now 1 tick below full, and it reads 115 kilometers since I started. So yeah, I was underestimating how much fuel this car can save, I guess. Yo, the sea. I see the sea. I see it too.
I see the sea!
I see it too. That's Golden Sea. Kinda wanna go for a sea. That a big sea behind it? No, it's a sea.
Yo, look at this beach. Yeah, baby. That's a good beach. If only it was sunny. Gamers, yet another beach discovered. But yeah, if it was sunny, you know? Hey fellas, here in Onjuku Beach. Another stop. The previous stop was over there, so I just drove like 2 minutes. Right, it's windy here too. Approaching this potential Pokestop here. Alright gamers, that was a Pokestop, so I'm gonna try to find the camels now. Why is my hair so yellow again? What the hell? I'm wondering what I'm gonna do with it now that the cosplay is done, you know? But yeah, what a trip. I got the beach all for myself. Ain't that great? I mean, it's not like I was planning to go in the water or surf or tan or anything, you know, so it doesn't really matter. And I managed to get a few moments of driving the Miata with the top down, so best of all worlds, I would say. And there are the camels. Zoom in, look at him go. Why is he not focusing? Incredible attraction. What is the lore behind this? You know? Why would they be here? I suppose the Pokestop is gonna tell me. Alright, so I tried to close my umbrella here to take a picture and now it's broken. Yeah, epic, right? What is going on with my hair? Here is the water. For those who don't know what it is, this is what it is. Yeah. Has been unlocked after navigating through some unreasonably yet another spot here. If you got a rod long enough, you can fish from here. Yamanote. So I'm going to the ARZ Cafe now.
Oh yeah, there was also this Square Enix announcement that they are working on making custom figures of people's characters. You know, just like I do. So, I don't know, one like and I walk up to their HQ demanding a job or something. See ya.